Welcome back to Weekend Prime. Now let's face the facts. The Teachers Service Commission, TSC, has asked intern teachers to renew their contract, something intern teachers say is illegal and an insult to the teaching profession. Tonight on Face the Facts, Herman Kamariki dives into issues related to teachers and their suffering, with the education sector losing billions to ghost schools.
Now, welcome to First the Facts. Director, please kindly have our president's picture on the screen. Now, let me begin by saying congratulations to this gentleman. Let me begin by a rare gesture in our politics, an honest salute to President Ruto, because even in a storm when someone lights a candle, you acknowledge the light. President William Samoei Ruto hiring 76,000 teachers in under 3 years is no small step. And the promise to hire 100,000 more next year has sprinkled hope on thousands who have waited in long, painful queues. Your Excellency, Mr. President, on this one, asante sana, a step worth clapping. Now, Kenyans, come with me. Let me tell you a story that sits in the corners of my mind like dust that refuses to be swept away. I once met a teacher, a graduate, a mind sharpened by years of study. But he was not in a classroom. He was not holding chalk. He was holding a spade. Working under Kazi Mtaani, cleaning trenches for the same 500 Kenya shilling students hustle for after school. So tell me, Kenyans, how do you tell a child that education is a golden ladder when those who climbed it are rolling their sleeve and barefoot wako kwa mitaro, standing knee deep in trenches? Now, let's call things by their name. The Ministry of Education is testing the intelligence of Kenyans. CS Julius Migos Ogamba and his team toss sweet stories around as if Kenyans are children to be soused with lullabies. A JSS intern teacher in Kenya earns 17,000 Kenya shillings a month. And like a poem that refuses to rhyme, the numbers simply do not add up. 7,000 to rent, 2,000 for water and electricity, 3,000 for cheapest transport in Kenya leaves 5. 3,500 for airtime, bundles, lunch at school because you provide none, 1,500 Kenya shillings to feed a grown adult for 30 long days. Don't forget, they have their kids and a family at home and haven't bought any dress. Another thing, no medication. This, Mr. Ogamba, and your team is a national neglect dressed as employment.
Let's say so you have to pay a tithe, that is 10%. If you do the 10%, it's about 1,700. You have to pay rent. In Nairobi, rent is actually expensive. So let's say you are living at a house of 7,500. Do the deductions. Now, you have not paid the utilities like water bill, electricity bill, and then also garbage collection. So when you do all that, you come to about 6,550, and yet you have not even eaten.
And yet society demands that these very teachers stand tall, speaks hope, shapes destiny. How do they inspire a generation, yet the country has taken away their dignity? Shame on the ministry.
Mtu anakaa kazini, ana stress ya mazingira ambayo anafanyia kazi.
The President, sir, your advisors, whom you have made them to be so many in your office are earning more than 45,000 airtime allowance. We have not talked about entertainment and the rest. We are just requesting a confirmation.
Teachers should be candles of wisdom, but today, not only the JSS teachers, even those on PNP are depressed. And on this, shame on NAT Secretary General Collins Oyu and the Corporate Secretary Okello Misori and the union leaders. You know, you guys opted to have boardroom Mary with State House and forgot your role of fighting for our teachers. And where is the money that could lift them? You know, it's lost. You know, CS Ogamba admitted that 87,000 phantom students receiving funds, 394 ghost schools, 50,000 imaginary learners this year alone, they swallowed 1.1 billion Kenya shillings. You know, audit reports whisper a bitter truth. Every year, 12 billion Kenya shillings vanishes into thin air. And if that money was recovered today, Kenyans, from people Ogamba and the government knows very well, then every JSS teacher could take home 67,000 Kenya shillings a month for several years. But instead, TSC is watching and teachers continue to sink deeper. Enough. Tell us, Ogamba and your ministry, which schools are fake or which ones are ghosts? Whose pockets swallowed the money? Who is feeding on the future of our children? Are the signatories to these accounts ghosts as well? Are the banks ghosts as well? Are those who withdraw the money ghosts as well? Because if this 12 billion Kenya shillings hole is sealed, if bursaries stop leaking into political pockets, if MPs' bloated allowances are trimmed, we can rebuild the classroom. We can restore the chalk. We can repair the dignity. That's First the Facts. I am Herman Kamariki, a product of a teacher.
Herman